So, part two. This is part two of what I was saying. So, I don't know if you remember, but you know, Scarce, right? So, Scarce. Scarce was literally a channel that was also talking about the news like Keemstar Drama Alert. Um, the reason why Scarce channel was better is because he was very like straightforward with, in my personal opinion, more straightforward than Drama Alert. Drama Alert, of course, because it's called Drama Alert, it was more dramatic. It's more dramatic, and it was more like cloudy. It was more like he was trying to put like YouTube slang in it, trying to just fit in and shit. And it was just like sometimes just weird and sometimes just awkward and shit like that. And it was like promotional stuff too. Scarce was more straight to the point. Didn't really care about promotions like that. He was just straight to the point. It wasn't nothing, you know. I wouldn't say nothing really wrong with promoting it, really, but like Scarce didn't have to do that. He didn't have to be dramatic with it. He was just strictly reporting the facts or reporting the information that he was getting, and he would just put a little bit of his personal opinion on it based off, you know, how controversial the situation was. He was growing, you know, he was growing very fast due to the fact that people just love his personality when they do the news, when he do the news. You know, he wasn't the only one doing the news. It's just that he was the one that was becoming popular. He was the person. He was the guy that people really liked, you know, more than Keemstar, more than Drama Alert. Because like I said, it was straight direct to the point with a whole lot of list of like the facts or whatever was going on. Of course, Keemstar didn't like that. So Keemstar at first would bash him and stuff for no reason, and for no reason other than like, hey, you're in my lane, get out, you know. And everybody was seeing it. Everybody was seeing it because Scarce got videos of it. Scarce got receipts, right? Now let me tell you how horrible of a person Keemstar is. You know, and how genuine Scarce is. And I think, in my personal opinion, Scarce fell for the clout. And I am going back to the boxing match, you know, the KSI. I forgot who was versing this time. I think it was the first boxing match. KSI versus somebody. It was the Logan Paul. It was the KSI versus, what was that dude name? I forgot his name. But it was that. And it seems like Keemstar and them, because KSI and them was toxic at this time. Everybody in that boxing match, in my personal opinion, was toxic at that time. They end up reeling Scarce in. I don't really know the conversation, but what I do know is the facts. He was inside a boxing match with a person who didn't really have beef with Scarce like that. Dude just called him out. You know, it was weird. It was weird because I was like, this is not even like a genuine matchup. It's like they didn't even have beef with each other. Like, what was the beef? Like, I think he was one of the twins of somebody who knew Deji, I think. Because Deji did a skit with them one time. I don't even know their name. But, like, it was weird. And Keemstar played a big role in that, in my personal opinion, just based off what I observed. Just based off after the match, I think Keemstar mentioned it, and his Twitter was like, yeah, man, Scarce did good. As if, like, he needed some type of acceptance from Keemstar. Keemstar literally was there for the drama. If I was literally a Scarce camp, I wouldn't have told him to do that. I wouldn't have told him to do the boxing thing, because you got to remember the recovery process, which is what I was going to call stamina, but it's just the whole recovery process. Like, after that match, Scarce took a break. He took a break. He was dominating the news. He was dominating Keemstar. Keemstar didn't like it. Keemstar blew it off. Keemstar was like, he was playing chess move. He was playing chess moves when it comes to that match, because Scarce took a break. I don't know how that conversation was, but when Scarce took a break, it's like Keemstar Drama Alert went full throttle. And it's just like, what the fuck, man? And then when Scarce was taking a break, you know, Drama Alert was still like going up by Scarce. And to me, that took a hit on Scarce. You know, it didn't take a big hit in my personal opinion. It was like a jab to the gut as far as this channel went. It's like a jab to the gut. Wasn't like a knockdown jab to the gut. It was like a jab to the gut where you get all woozy and shit. It was like, oh shit, I need to get back on my game. Scarce got back on this game. Scarce is still popular now. You know, I would rather watch Scarce more than I would Drama Lit, which I do watch Scarce. I am subscribed to Scarce. But now, Scarce is kind of like, I don't know. I think he put more of his personal opinion, but that's another story. Not here to like talk that much about Scarce, because Scarce is a cool ass person. He seemed like a genuine ass person. But still Keemstar. Still on Keemstar. We still talk about Keemstar. This dude, literally, him, Adam22, FaZe Bank was in it a little bit, so I'm not gonna really hold. I'm gonna still hold FaZe Banks a little bit accountable. But they literally did a documentary, which like FaZe Bank literally said like he didn't want to get too involved like that. Rice Gum wasn't even in it at all, which was a good look of like, because this is a person that has mental health issues as far as like suffering from depression. And when he was in a manic depression, which is the love hate hate dies love arise event that he had, and he had people like DDG there. He had people what was his name, DC Youngfly, I think, something like that, and he performed. So he had these people there. He had like a concert going on. You know, he had a lot of people there and stuff like that. It got shut down. But like the part I didn't like about it is when Keemstar and them decided to make a documentary about it. A documentary about this person having manic depression and having mental health. You have to be extremely low to get the okay from somebody to make a documentary, to get the okay from somebody who's going through a manic depression and somebody who suffers from depression. Just because he give you the okay, you think that is okay. Like, outside looking in, you Adam22, whoever was involved in that documentary, all of y'all look like a piece of shit because you wanted money. You knew money was going to happen. You was like, oh my God, you said this was one thing. You said this was about love, but then you end up making a diss track about Rice Gum. Y'all didn't see the fucking problem with that? And y'all ended up getting money off that? Y'all cared more about the money than the person that was having going through a manic depression and that was suffering from depression. Like, the human side of them must have been lost. And they thought they was doing a good thing. But it was fucking horrible. And this is what I mean. Like, these niggas didn't even apologize for it. So, like, you have to take that shit into consideration. You have to look at that part. And shout out to, like, Yusuf Ericat, a.k.a. Fuzitu, for even, like, just accepting that whole situation, like, going down. Because when you see somebody that you watch, like, suffering from, like, what's the name? Sometimes it get, like I was watching his vlogs. I was watching Fuji's vlogs, and sometimes it would get so frustrated because it would just happen, and like he would explain it, and then it'd go away, and then it just happened, then it go away and just get happen. Like, even my patience was like, oh my God, like I can't even like imagine like me watching this. Like, I'm already getting frustrated. I don't want to keep watching like Fuji's videos because like it would be a good day, then it'd be a bad day. But that's what happens when you suffer from depression. You know. You got to have a lot of patience, when it comes to that. So just like outside looking in like that and seeing people like manipulate and abuse that type of behavior and make money out, make a fucking documentary off of it. That don't let y'all know what type of person Keemstar is and Adam22 is. Just because of that alone. Because morally you look at stuff and like morally you can decide and be like, you know what, this documentary will be extremely profitable, but like at the end of the day, man, this dude need help. This dude like need help. Why would I want to like make a documentary? Like, if we're gonna make a documentary, at least let Fujitu lead it. You get what I'm saying? At least like follow him around and make a whole documentary of just following him around and letting him be the lead of the what's name, putting it on his channel, not on your channel. Not on no Keemstar, not on no Adam22 channel, but like on Fujitu. Let him be the role. Let him talk about his suffering and depression and the reason why that shit was hard for him to do, like that. Hate dies, love arrive. About how much attention that he wanted, like why. But instead, y'all was exposing the fact that it wasn't y'all was like exposing like the lies and stuff about how it wasn't what it was. And And in that time, like, I was really upset with Fuzzy because of it. Because everything is so fresh. You know, everything is so fresh. So I was like upset about it and stuff, but that was the human part of me. But like, you still have to meditate on like the corporates. The corporate behind the culprits, I mean, however you say that word, you know, the suspects behind the whole thing, the real criminals behind it. I'm just using criminal as an analogy, but the real like puppets, the real puppet masters behind it. And that was like Keemstar, Adam 22. If that don't tell you what type of fucking people they are, that should tell you. They didn't make no apologize. They didn't make no apology video talking about it. They didn't have no 1-800 call like a depression line or nothing. Where did that money go to? It just went in their pockets, man. More of the story is, we done with these fucking apologies. It's consequence time. That's it. That's what this video is really about. I think this video is what, like 20 minutes long? Total? Because it's a part 1 and a part 2. It's consequences time. It's like, you did something bad, now it's consequences for it. You know, you're going to get held accountable sooner or later. You're going to get held accountable. And Keemstar, I think, is your time. Adam 22, I think it's your time, bro. Like, you know, that humble pie, that shit is delicious, man. You know, straight out the oven. You know, you smell it, put it outside, you know, the window, so you know, it can cool down, but you can smell it. You can be like, this shit smell good. You don't even know it's humble pie yet. You eat it and you're like, oh my God, you know. Humble yourself. Change with your behavior. You don't have to make an apology video. Just change your behavior. Get like a good ass PR team that genuinely care about you. Get friends that genuinely care about your well-being, man. It's just that simple. That's all I gotta fucking say, man. It's ridiculous. So, I'm done. I just want to see the consequences. That's it. I just want to see, you know, hopefully Shane Dawson do some jail time, you know. Probably gonna get, what, 2-3 years or some shit like that, because, like, it wasn't like he was doing the act, but he was, like, you know, creating an act. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't like it was, like, real, but, like, yeah, he gonna have to do some criminal jail time. Like, that's what it's looking like, man. So, Jeffree Star, man, you know, this dude is just full-blown racist. Like, that's just that. He has so many chances. Like, that's just that. Like, it's consequence time. That's it. I mean, that's all I gotta say.